What's up, guys? In this video, the CJ gets MSD digital ignition, some sweet off-road speakers, wake tower speakers, and we do some driving and have some fun. So it's time for more upgrades on the CJ. So it got an MSD digital ignition. This should help it fire better and just start better and run better and be less knocky at idle and stuff. It's kind of just a preventative maintenance item, but I really like these things and how they help 350s, so let's get it installed. The first thing we need to do is get this distributor cap off. So now all I have to do is remove these two bolts, and then we'll be able to take the like the rotor thing off, and then we'll be able to remove this stuff inside of here. That way you're going to replace it with the digital ignition parts. So let's get this off. This old ignition thing is out, and then all it is just replaced with these wires, and green goes into green, and the one that's not green goes into the one that's not green. So, and then it has this little grommet and stuff, so it just goes in right here, and then these two tie downs. It's good to go. Everything like kind of temporarily wired up just to do a test. We have everything ran to the distributor. Here's this wire we put in. Wiring is super easy. It's just like tack wire, a bunch of random stuff. So I should do ignition on, and this red light should turn on if it's working. And we'll be able to test it. Hopefully she'll start up, no problem. So now that we know it all works, what we're going to do is we're going to mount our ignition box right in there, and all we have to do is just drill some holes in the firewall here, or in the fender. We'll be good to go. Okay, so here's the Rev Limiter completely installed. I like how it's pretty out of the way, but you can still see it if you know what you're looking for. The bolts are just right in there, so yeah. Sweet. Also have these wake tower speakers we're going to install. They're Bluetooth, and it should be pretty cool. I'm excited to hear these things. They're right next to your ears too, where you're going to be sitting, so it should be pretty loud. So we haven't bolted them up, and now we have to do the wiring. Alright, so the back of the CJ's been needing some extra storage space for a little while now. So we just picked up this Tractor Supply Toolbox. It's pretty nice, and it was like 50 bucks, so pretty good deal. So what we'll do is we'll drill some holes in the bottom of this, and then we'll be able to use these 3/8 bolts and fender washers and just bolt it into the back here. That way we just have a little bit of space to store something, and it also function as like a kind of ghetto back seat for when we're wheeling and stuff. Okay, so another part of these speakers, which I have totally installed up here, is this little like waterproof amplifier kind of thing. But I don't want to put this like on the dashboard. I'd rather put this little one because it has every single control I need. Same as on this, it just doesn't have the fancy display. But I mean, I'd rather have a more subtle little one up front. So what we'll do is I'm going to put this one like on the other side of this toolbox. Basically just cut a hole and bolt it in here. That way if you really need to look at this, you can turn around and just like look at the toolbox basically. And then I'll run this one to the front of the car with all the other gauges that are this size, and then I'll be able to control all the audio and stuff from up front, and then just have this amp in the back and it'll do its job back there. So let's just get the hole dozer and drill a big hole in this thing. Here comes the hole dozer. Whoa. That's how you do it. We're adding some switches here because I have a bunch of auxiliary stuff that I'm running, like all these speakers and stuff, and I want to do floor lights and all of that. So I drilled some like original holes for switches. I'm just gonna have 5 for now, and I also have 2 holes down, or 2. I'm gonna have to drill 2 big holes for 2 other gauges. One is a radio controller and one is a temp gauge. But for now, let's just drill out our holes for our switches. Not bad. Alright, so I just drilled all of these holes, and unfortunately I didn't check the heater core clearance, so I can't run these giant switches because it hits the heater core once it's back here. So I'm gonna have to get some like low profile on this side switches. I don't know if I'm gonna get one with the red, because it's like really big and it draws your attention to it a lot. And I don't really need any switches like this anyways. I'm not gonna have any ignition switches or anything like that. But now, this is the scary part, because I have to use this hole dozer to drill these holes, and I'm not really looking forward to it, because oh no.
Get some speed.
It like sucks in. Wow, hello there, Bondo. We did use quite a bit of Bondo on this because we filled in some holes, so hopefully none of it chips. Wow. Ooh, Ryobi smoking a little bit. Alright, we'll give this a little bit of a break. Okay, so we got the one radio controller in, but we need to wait and get a different size hole saw before we can do the thermostat. But yeah, we also put in the little remote controller part right here into the toolbox. That way it's kind of hidden but still in a good location. Okay, so I found some of the right size switches and I got them all in there, and it looks pretty good. I'm not gonna have all of them hooked up yet. For now, I'm just gonna I have some larger switches for things like these can all just be signal wires, but if I ever want to like power lights or anything in the future, I have these larger like 15 amp switches, and then I think these are like 6. So these will be fine for like signal wires and stuff. So, or like connecting a ground. So I'll have probably this for like the electric fan, and then this for like the floor lights I got, and then these 3 can just wait. I'm gonna need one for a fuel pump eventually, and I'll probably put it on there. But yeah, I really like these. So I just got a smaller hole saw. I think it's 2 inches. So I'll drill this hole out, and then this whole assembly should be together and looking pretty good. All right, so I got the hole drilled out. I'm glad it didn't take any paint with it, which is amazing. Okay, so here's a rat nest on the inside of our box here. We have the amp in right here. Looks pretty good. And then we have all the wires that need to be connected, like main power, main ground, and the speaker wires.
We were thinking of just like zip tying the wires down here, but I decided we could just drill a hole under here, and then there's space in the mounting bracket so that you can just run the wires down to here, and then we just ran it through the roll bar and then up through the bottom, and then just go straight into the box, and it looks pretty clean.
Yeah. So now all we have to do is drill a hole for this speaker. We'll be good to go. I don't know how much I filmed of this, but I got that one thing in, or the thermostat. But what I just did is I wired up the fan. The ignition's on, by the way. So, fan's on. Fan's off. That'd be good. So like on first startup and stuff, I can have the fan off. Or if I'm like on the highway, or it's not warmed up yet, I don't have to have the fan running. And make an alternator. Want to deal with some powers. So cool. Alright, so got all the wires tucked into there. Then it goes down the roll bar right down to here. I got a little bit of a wire cover loom here. Then it goes into our new box. Here's all the wiring all tucked away. So sweet. We'll have to give it a little bit of a test. But for now, it's looking really good. So I have a bunch of stickers left over from when just like from the build. We got a lot of random parts for this thing. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay them out on this top here, and it'll look pretty good. Well, cool. That's a lot of stickers. I kind of like putting stickers on stuff, or at least on one thing, like a toolbox you can take out in case I ever like grow out of it or something. But I really like it. It's cool to see what kind of parts you have on the car, and like companies that send us stuff in our case. So it's cool. So awesome. Okay, on this episode of Pimp My Jeep, we got some LED lights. Now, I mean, honestly, all these are for the floor, because it gets like really dark in here at night, and normally I don't really like having interior lights on when you're driving, but it's just kind of nice because it actually gets like with all the all of this is like black, so it's like, and all the interior of the floor is painted black. I mean, like most cars, but in this for some reason it's just like really dark in here, so it would be nice to have some lights tucked up under here. So I'll wire it into this switch. Hopefully it works. Okay, actually, I think it might be a little bit cooler if I hook those lights up to the factory light switch, and it'd be really easy. Cause see that one light right there? Ooh, if it'll focus, this is a tough one. Hey, so see that one light there? I'll be able to, I can hook it to that, and maybe, in theory, I can adjust the brightness too, using the factory light switch right here. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool if I get that all hooked up. Alright, so I got them right here where you can see them. Moment of truth, let's see if it works. Ooh, cool. Oh, you know what? Let's see if twisting this makes it dimmer. That would be really cool. That's awesome. Now that's actually really good, because I can keep the headlights on, right? And not have to worry about like having these annoying red lights if I think they're annoying. But if I'm like, oh, I dropped my phone, I need to see in the interior, I can just turn them all the way up and you can see everything. So cool. Now they have some 3M tape on the back, so what I'll do is I'll just tape them up here. We'll be good to go. Alright, so I got them taped up and wired in. So cool. Awesome. Cold start. Alright, we're just testing it with some non-copyright music. Thanks everybody. Check out his SoundCloud. It's Shock Deal. I'll put the link in the description. He makes some good music for us, so thanks to you, man. But yeah, these things work pretty well. Speaker box is doing its thing. So cool. Alright guys, thanks for watching. That was a lot of fun. The Jeep's way more comfortable now with all the lights and all of that stuff, so thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for this thing in the future.